Hello and welcome to David's World. As you see, I am standing here in front of the food processor, which I'll move out of the way so you can see. Here, this is set up for actually making bread. So the dough's made there, then it goes through the cooker to turn into bread. Now, as you see how it is laying out, we have 5 bits of grass to 1 totem. Dropping it onto the conveyor belt, there is 6 totems to produce 2 groups of 3, which go into the processor because it requires 3 bits to go in for 1 dough to come out. There has been counts that I've done and it doesn't, like most of the automation, doesn't give you a true 3 in, 1 dough out all the time, and you can watch how much goes in to how often a piece of dough comes out. It doesn't always balance off to being correct. Now, this is the way that we have run on the grounds that we need to drop the bread down to fill the chests. And then I come and collect from all the chests, but as you see, quite a number of them don't have many in, because even with the umbrella system in place, not as much is going into them directions. You see, it comes in, lands on the umbrella, and then drops into the 10. Now, we will be changing the system over because we don't need now to drop the bread and have it in this format. We can change the whole system with the now new in and out collector that we now have, which I have somewhere in my list. There they are. Now, the new format will come over here, and I've already set up the same 5 to 1 as up a height, and the totems will go onto the red brick. This bit here, which I'll show you once I put it all into place, will have the food processor here in this position, and then just along from there we'll have the oven here, and then off in that direction we will have a number of these input output chests, maybe 5, possibly more, but these work differently to just the standard chest, because once they are full they then pass on to the next chest anything else, and it continues depending on how many you've got, and you will still need to end the line with a standard chest, or once them get full it will just fall off the end. Now, as you see, we're going from building this big bit here, which goes all the way over here to this point here, to now changing it to build what will be here. And for you it's a short time, for me much longer time as I do the transfer over. Then I'll come back and I will show you how it is now set up because of the new chest. Now remember, this is going to be more of a straight line, as corners seem to still have a great deal of trouble for your product to be on and to go around the corners. Items do get stuck at the corner points, and they don't always come round in a completely smooth. Now, since I'm here, they're probably all going to come round properly and continue, but sometimes they do get stuck at the corner. Not only that, but you can, when they're coming around the corner, have the things fall off. So a straight line, you don't have as much of that. But as you see, this is a condensed version. And we have it dropping at height, so it will go in randomly into one of the 10 chests down below. So let us see, and I'll show you how the new system will work for this, which is just doing bread. So it's a very expensive process for buying the food processor just to do bread, but the rest of making the stuff is a bit worse for items needed. So therefore I haven't pushed it to do other things that it could possibly do, but this is something that I just need a decent amount of bread. So that's what I have it doing, even though it frankly isn't worth it doing this. Okay, so I'll come back once I have the new system, the new layout all in place, which will take me some time. Right, as you see, all the equipment, all the grass, all the totems, everything has gone. And where has it gone? Well, let's go back down. We don't need to climb up these stairs anymore. All of these 10 are now totally empty. And we'll go to the start of the new bakery section, as we could just call it. So let's come closer so you can see. As you see, I have put a chest. This is set to out over here, direction out, which means I can put additional wheat when I have it. When we scroll down and find the wheat, there it is. Click a couple of times and we can send additional wheat out. When it hits the food processing part, it gets turned into the dough. So every time 3 goes in, 1 dough should come out. Then we'll go over to there, and I have actually been running the test, and as you see, bread leaves and is coming into this one but not leaving this one. So this one is the one that's still got some space. That's almost full. Right, the next one that goes in that one will now come out of the other side here. Gone in, and there it comes out. So we know we're up to this box here. Now I have made this long enough, so let's go back and we'll count the number of chests we are now using. This is the first one, second one, third one, fourth one. Then we turn a corner using the brick wall and the shield glass thing to stop the bread from falling off. We haven't got that far, so I will have to still see if that's going to work all right and it's not going to get stuck. So we came down 1, 2, 3, 4. This one's number 5. This one's number 6. This one's number 7. Back final, and the last one is always a standard industrial chest, because after that point nothing else can fill. And of course these ones are all empty. So I am going to let it continue to fill until it does. Then I know that it will work properly. Now, as you see, it is set up here in a straight line, or just about, for the wheat coming in, so the wheat doesn't fall off the conveyor because it's a straight conveyor. Each one, of course, still has 5 wheat fields to 1 of the totems. The food processor itself is clicked on. This is a larger box, so that's the one that I'm making. Then there is one bit of conveyor belt in between the food processor and the industrial oven. This is put in because the industrial oven needs to be powered, and it is powered by coal. So one piece of conveyor to provide the drop point for the totem. The totem cannot drop between this conveyor belt end and this conveyor belt beginning. If they were together, the totem cannot drop the coal onto the conveyor belt. It needs a big enough section. You have to put the coal totem before the oven. If you put it here, in this spot here, right next door, the coal will pass through the food processor and it will never come out the other side. The food processor does not use coal or anything to power it. So that's why the coal has to go at this side of the system. Now, you can have as many chests as you want, depending on how much time you wish to spend away from this position. Now, I haven't done a time on how long it takes to fill all of these all the way full, but when they do get to that point, if they're full, I will just be happy anyway with that amount. This method also seems to remove, because we keep into a straight conveyor belt, any loss of the wheat getting stuck going round corners. So it's all arriving on the conveyor and getting into the system. So it's a lot more better having it straight. And the coal has no trouble for the distance being dropped where it is, getting into the machine. None of them have ever fallen off. So this is the new system. It could go in a straight line. I didn't have to take it around the corner, but I just wanted to cut down how much space I was using, and I would collect running down this side first, get to the end, turn round, move over to this side a bit more, and collect from this side, then running up in that direction until we got to the end. So therefore we have a start point and a finish point at about this position here, which makes it easier to use. So that is the new system, and you could say, well, what's going to happen to this bit? At the minute, absolutely nothing. I'm just going to leave it the way it is for now, in the hope that at some point I will get another washer station. Then I can adapt and use it for the veg for that. And from up here, you can see down and see how it's laid out. Now, you have to remember and constantly remember that the food processor can only do one item, and the chests can only hold and pass through one item. So we can't change what the conveyor's doing, and if we need to stop production, you would remove the totem for the coal to stop the oven, and then you would remove the 6 wheat totems, and that would stop production. There's no on and off switch. The only way to stop the production when you're online is to physically remove the totems, and that will end the drop of wheat onto the conveyor belt. So that is how the new system works. More items being held, which is good. No need for high level building tall buildings and having massive drops. It's more of a horizontal rather than a vertical, and of course less waste, less items getting lost, more items can be held because of the number of boxes. You can, of course, don't forget, add as many of these additional in-out chests as you want and have a much larger storage number. So thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next video. Bye for now.